welcome to my channel. So I'm back with another video, and yes, today is gonna be a story time, and it's gonna be a scary Halloween story today. And I apologize, I haven't been posting a weekly. I have been working my little booty off. I have a wedding to pay for, so I am so sorry. I've been slacking it on YouTube. But I am back, I am here, and I am ready to film. I'm gonna try my best to have at least 3 videos, hopefully, no promises, but I hope so. But yes, today is gonna be another scary story. And like the last one, it's not gonna be any paranormal, any spiritual, any ghost, nothing like that. It's gonna be something scary that happened to me with an actual person. And it is something really scary in my opinion. Like I said, nothing paranormal, but it reminds me of a dicho, and that one in Spanish is caras vemos, corazones nos conocemos, and that translates to we see faces but we don't know people's hearts. And it is something scary. I want to talk about it, but yeah, before I do that, do want to tell you I am dressed up right now. I don't know if you know who I am. I'm actually, let me hold up, I did make my own bat, and this is fake, okay, YouTube, just saying. But I made my own bats. I don't know if you could guess who I am. But I am dressed up as Negan from The Walking Dead. I made his bat out of, it's fake barbed wire. I actually DIY it myself. So yeah, I thought it was so cool. This is my actual Halloween costume, so I just wanted to put it on for YouTube as well. So then now, second thing, I am going to be drinking throughout my video. Today we just have another Cantarito. I like these. This is a good flavor, so yeah, let's just drink. So if you want to drink with me or anything you want, go get it and let's get started. Salud. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I opened up this video with un dicho that my grandma always tells me, and this one is caras vemos, corazones no conocemos, and basically it translates to we see people's faces, like we think we know them, but we actually don't know them. We don't know their intentions, we don't know their actual hearts. You're gonna see this dicho kind of goes hand in hand with this story, and actually super weird. But before I filmed this, I was watching a movie I heard in TikTok. It was so good. Anna Kendrick, I believe that's her name, is in it, and girl, it is Halloween. I was like, I'm gonna watch it. I heard it's about a serial killer, and it is called Women of the Hour, I believe. And basically it is about Anna Kendrick, her character. She ends up in a dating show, and she ends up dating an actual serial killer, and they kind of tell his backstory. And again, it goes hand in hand with the dicho, with that specific dicho, caras vemos, corazones no conocemos. Everybody loved the serial killer, but obviously he does not have the right intentions. So girl, let's get into it. Okay, I know it was kind of a long description or intro, but I kind of just want to talk a little bit because you're gonna see all of this kind of connects, and it reminds me of this specific story. Alright, and of course, please go watch that movie. It is so good. I just give you like a little brief rundown of it, but it's called Woman of the Hour. You can watch this in Netflix, so just to let you know, and go watch it. It is actually a really good movie. Alright, so anyways, back to the story. I'm gonna take you back, all the way back when I believe I was 17, almost 18, but I was 17 years old when this happened. And If you watch my channel for a while now, you know that I lived for my grandparents for a while. And my grandparents, first of all, very religious and very strict. And of course, they would not let me go anywhere, nowhere, ni hasta la esquina, no. Okay? Nowhere. And of course, I understand it now. Like, it's fine, but they were very, very strict. The only place that would let me go to by myself would be like church, anything church related. They would say yes, right? So I was almost 18, and I remember that one day in my church, they said that next month the youth is gonna get together, and they normally get together for like a weekend, and they go somewhere, like anywhere here in Texas. They could do it here in El Paso or Albuquerque, Glorieta, anywhere here in Texas, right? So this specific event for the youth in my church is called Fesja. So at church, they were talking about like, hey, the Fesja is next month. If you guys want to go, please sign up. And again, it's normally for youth. And so I was pretty much the only person that was a youth there. So they told me, hey, like, are you interested in going to La Fesja? Girl, a pesar that it is a church event, of course they do charge you. It is a lot, I believe, and back then my family's no dinero, okay? We were not poor. I'm not gonna say poor. I mean, we were okay, but not to afford like an extra trip like that. So I was like, no, like I don't think I could go, especially not by myself, right? Because my grandparents can't go, they're not youth, I guess. So I was like, yeah, like I can go, I am so sorry. And they're like, no problem, they will pay everything for you. They would take you there, your hotel room, you are gonna have roommates, but the church will pay everything if you want to go. Girl, pues, if it's free, let's go, right? So, girl, I asked my grandparents. My grandparents said, yes, that's fine. It's a church thing. Everything was set for me. The ride, my hotel room, my roommates, the food. Everything was just perfect, and it was ready for me to go, right? So I ended up leaving. Finally, it arrives, the day arrives that we are heading to La Fesja. And I don't know if I told you, but this year, this specific year, it was going to be in Albuquerque, specifically in a little town called Glorieta. So in Glorieta, they had kind of like cabins, and I will post a picture because I do have a picture. I have one picture, but I do have a picture, and you could see they have like a lake, and they have like so much like slides and so much activities. It was so much fun. That weekend was so fun. That year was gonna be in Glorieta, so we were set, we were ready. I went with strangers. I didn't know them, but they were a nice family, and they gave me a ride to Glorieta. So I ended up getting to Albuquerque, Glorieta. We get there, I sign in, and then they give me my hotel room. And it's kind of like it's a hotel, but it kind of like a cabin vibe to it. So they give me my room, and they told me you're gonna have 2 roommates. I'm like, perfect, fine, that doesn't matter, right? I can get along with pretty much anyone. So not everyone, but kind of, right? But anyways, girl, I get there, and they're such lovely ladies. I love them. We get along. It was great, right? This weekend, I was like, I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm 17 years old. Like, let's party, right? But no, right? Because es de Dios. So calm down. Like a nice party, right? So anyways, once I get to my room and I'm settled in, I remember I have to call my grandparents, let them know that I am there, and yeah, that I am settled in. I call my grandma. She ends up telling me that my cousin is actually there and to go say hi to him, right? So I say, great, like that's awesome. I hang up. And then I tell my grandma, like, bye, I'll call you tomorrow, and that's it. We had to go to like a welcome sermon. So it was mandatory for us to go. And when we were there, I did see my cousin. I could not say hi to him. We just end up going to our rooms and that's it, sleeping, and that's it, right? The next day was a Saturday. So this Saturday, we are Adventists, so we do believe that we worship Jesus on a Saturday. So we got ready for church, right? We got ready. That day was a full day of events, so we had to eat, then church, then eat again, and then we had like different activities, and it was gonna be so much fun. But it was gonna be like this, girl, right? We're gonna be everywhere and anywhere. Well, that specific day, I finally said hi to my cousin, and I go up to him and I say, hey, what's up? How are you? And he hugs me. He's like, hey, what's up, Mimi? That's what they call me. That's what my family calls me. That's my channel's name. So he tells me, what's up, Mimi? He hugs me and I say hi to him. And he wasn't by himself. His family actually moved. He used to live in El Paso, but they moved in another place in Texas. I'm not gonna tell you donde, but they did move somewhere else. And he is from that place, and he was hanging out with people from that specific Texas spot, right? And I didn't know anyone, but one specific guy stood out to me. And he immediately says hi to me. He was super, super friendly. I saw him. I thought he looked older to me. But he was hanging out with my cousins. So I was like, no, he's probably kind of his age, right? And that's it. He says hi to me. He introduces himself to me and tells me, hi, my name is, I'm gonna call him Logan. So he introduces himself to me and tells me, hi, my name is Logan. I am friends with your cousin and I go to his church sometimes. And he was talking to me. My cousin like started talking to his friends and I started talking to him. And we were all kind of walking towards the church or wherever we were gonna go, right? I don't remember where, but we were going somewhere together. So I ended up talking to this guy for a while and he seemed super, super nice. Let me tell you, they're always like that. Super nice, super friendly, super like charismatic to a point that they bring you in, right? Like it's inviting and it feels comfortable. That's what it felt. I felt like everything was fine. Plus, we're in church, right? Like everything should be fine. Well, girl, that's it. I end up talking and having a conversation with him, and we talked to the point that he tells me that he is actually in charge of the Sociedad de Jóvenes, and it's kind of everybody has a different person in charge in their church, and it's like a youth program, right? So you're in charge of a youth program, and he was telling me that he's in charge of his youth program. And girl, guess who was in charge of her youth program? Because she was only youth back then, right? The only youth person back then at her church was me. So I was in charge of it. And I end up telling him, yes, I was in charge of this youth program too. I am always in need of preachers and just people to help me out with this specific program. So if you're interested, I'm down to help you and you to help me, right? Like I'm making connections. That's what this trip is about. Making friends, making church friends and making connections, because everybody has a role in church, right? So we have this conversation, super nice, super friendly. Then we end up getting to our destination, and I say bye to my cousin and to Logan, and that's it, right? And I end up going back to my roommates and just doing whatever we were doing, right? So after that, it was still Saturday, but it was in the night. Normally, when the sun comes down, they do like a big party. It's not like a dancing party, but it's like a gathering, and they have games, and it's an event, and it's so fun. I was there, right? I was there, and Logan was there, and my roommates were there. And when I saw Logan, I saw him by himself, so I went up to him and I was like, hey, like, long time no see, right? We just saw him like this morning, but it was like long time no see. And he's like, hi. And then I immediately asked him about my cousin. I was like, hey, do you know where my cousin is? I haven't seen him. And it's kind of weird because everybody's hanging out in this party or like big event, and I wonder where he's at, right? And he tells me, actually, I know where he's at. I am his roommate, and we share rooms, and he's actually in our room, talking to his mom. So something happened. I cannot remember. No me recuerdo qué pasó. I think it was something with my uncle. I am not sure what happened, but some situation happened with their family or his family that he was in his room kind of isolating himself, and Logan was just giving him space. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could talk to him. So like he tells me, you know what, just give him a little space. He's kind of in the middle of something, just until he's ready, then okay, but just give him his space. And honestly, I thought that was so nice of Logan. I was like, wow, like he's an actual true friend. And I started talking to him a little bit more. But that's it, girl. Nada pasó. I got that information and I left. The end of the night, I just went back to the hotel room with my roommates, and that's it, okay? No pasó nada. Ya no le hablé nada. I didn't talk to Logan anymore. My cousin, I believe, I can't remember. I don't think I saw him that day, but I did see him the next day, right? So that's it. The next day. So the next day is a Sunday. So it is the last day. The last day, what they do in the Fesja is that it's a goodbye, right? Like we sing, it's the last sermon, and we kind of say goodbye to everybody. We go out and eat and have a last lunch together. And it is just a goodbye party. And I remember that we were at this sermon, the goodbye sermon, and we were just there. Once everything was done, I was saying bye to new friends, to friends that I met, friends that I knew. I just was saying bye to everybody. And I finally said bye to my cousin. I hugged him and I asked him what happened that specific night. He told me, right? I'm not gonna out his business. I don't even remember. So anyways, after that, I was about to leave when Logan comes up to me, right? And I say bye to him. I had conversations with him. My cousin is friends with him. So it's not weird, right? I could say bye. So we end up saying bye. He gives me like a little side hug, and he tells me, and this is where I messed up, right? Because I should have said no, but this is what he tells me. He tells me, hey, we should exchange numbers. And me thinking, like, why, right? Like, why do you need my number? We barely know each other. Like, no. But then he tells me, well, I am in charge of the youth program. You are in charge of the youth program. So I think it's a good idea to have each other's numbers so we can help each other out. We did talk about this, he tells me, and I would love to preach at your church and maybe you help me with certain things, right? Girl, I said yes. So as soon as he tells me this, I immediately tell him, you know what, you're right. We can help each other out. And you know what I'm going through. You know how much work and dedication it takes to have this program running, right? And have it like interesting. So I tell him, perfect. I would love your help. I would love to help you. Here is my number. And he gave me his number. After that, we left. I said bye. I said bye to everybody, my cousin. We end up going to a restaurant, and that's pretty much it. After that, I didn't hear for Logan for a while. I think maybe a week passed after the Fesja and me going to Glorieta, and nothing, right? Everything normal, nada pasó. Everything was completely normal. Well, girl, I am so sorry, but I am cutting it right here. It is like 26 minutes. I see it is a pretty long story, so I'm gonna do a part 2. I am so sorry, but it continues on and it's so much longer, so I don't want to keep you too long, but I am gonna make you wait. I'm gonna give you a part 2, okay? I am so sorry. Things get really interesting, but please stay and I'll see you in the next video, part 2. But yeah, girl, I hope you like this part 1. Please stay and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. See you in the next video.